Hello everyone, you join the Thriving Scrubs on this a very exciting afternoon. We've had 3 spoilers from Hour of Devastation. It's our first glimpse into the set. I love all 3 of them.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. I wasn't expecting this today at all. There was no warning.
I had no idea. So, first, the only rare, the other 2 are mythics. It's Bontu's Last Reckoning. It costs 1 and 2 black for a sorcery that reads, Destroy all creatures.
Nice.
Lands you control don't untap during your next untap step.
What's the flavour text?
The flavour text is, To the last, Bontu wanted to be the first among the God-Pharaoh's subjects.
Dope. So, my initial reaction to this is that the art is sick.
The art's
like,
pretty cool.
Bontu is going ham in that art. Bontu is... Every other image we've seen of Bontu, he's been all respectable and mysterious.
Something's happened.
Oh, you've got to weigh up your ambitions. Oh, I'm a cunning master of puppets. Not anymore. Now he's just yelling. Is he stabbing some guy?
He's skewering someone, throwing everyone around. He's got someone in his hand.
Classic Bontu, mate. I knew Bontu had more to give us.
Let's talk about what the card does. First off,
All
3 mana, destroy all creatures. That's
terrible.
Obviously, there is a big downside to this card, but the last card we saw that was even close to this was Languish, right?
Yeah, wrath-wise, we've been getting some pretty poor wraths.
Wrath-wise, nowadays, you're looking at 5 mana. You're looking at
for a proper wrath,
You're looking at Fumigate, or you're looking at End Hostilities.
Planar Outburst. Yeah.
So for 3 mana, destroy all creatures is big. Lands you control don't untap during your next untap step makes this card something that would likely be pretty poor against something like zombies, because you would kill their zombies and then they would spend a turn, Diagraph Colossus, Dread Wanderer, make a token, and then your lands don't untap, and then you're getting swung at and they're making more.
Yeah.
You time walk, you gift your opponent a time walk sort of thing.
Yeah, I think the thing about this card is I see it being played in 2 very different situations.
Right.
You play it on turn 3,
Uh-huh.
as in they go 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, and you go no,
Yeah.
and they're all dead. So that's not necessarily likely in a zombies matchup, but against a really aggressive deck, you can play
Against
it on
an
turn
energy
3.
deck, it makes more sense.
Against an energy deck, for example. The other option is you play it on turn 8,
Yeah.
and you spend 3 of your mana to do that, and then you leave up counter magic.
Yes.
That's those are the 2 sort of realities I see this spell existing in when you want to cast it.
Yeah, I was thinking that in the late game this becomes better, like, if you have 7 mana and you play Bontu's Reckoning and then leave up Commit, that's just ridiculous. That's completely unfair.
Yeah.
Although it is a static effect. Lands you control don't untap during your next untap step. Means that even if you cast an instant, they will still remain tapped down. But I think
that's still fine.
That's still pretty damn powerful, is it not?
Yeah, I think it's cool. I wonder with this one. I wonder, because destroy all creatures is powerful.
Yep.
Lands you control don't untap during your next untap step is the opposite of that. It's the exact opposite.
You have to balance that. This is a card that's going to be ruled by the metagame, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
If zombies rule it, then I don't think that works. If it's more energy, mid-rangey stuff, then this looks like it looks good.
Yeah, it's sweet.
It will see some
If nothing
play.
else, this card is sweet.
I'm always excited when a Magic card is... This feels truly original as a Magic card, and I'm always on board with that.
If we're wrong about this, let us know in the comments. I can't,
please!
Yeah,
we don't know.
Yeah, we don't. We're just a couple of scrubs. We don't know what we're talking about. Anyway, let's get on to the real stuff.
Yeah, we got the first of 2 Planeswalkers. First up, Samut the Tested.
Knew it, called it.
We've all tested Samut, and she's not good enough. So now, let's see how she does as a Planeswalker. She costs 2, a red and a green. Comes out with 4 loyalty, +1. Up to 1 target creature gains double strike until end of turn. -2. Samut the Tested deals 2 damage divided as you choose amongst 1 or 2 target creatures and or players. -7. Search your library for up to 2 creature and or planeswalker cards, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. I'm most excited about the +1 ability on this planeswalker, I think.
Yeah, I think, to me, the thing that struck out to me immediately with Samut, and it's not the ultimate because that is an ultimate that takes a lot of work to get to.
Yeah.
So the thing about
it's not
Samut,
the most powerful ultimate.
No, it's not. It's we're going to be talking about some more powerful ultimates shortly. But Samut is very much an aggressive planeswalker.
Yeah.
I think is the thing that struck out to me. And, we've seen red-green planeswalkers recently like Arlinn Kord and Xenagos that have been doing very different things. Arlinn Kord is very much a go wide or beef up one of your guys kind of planeswalkers. Xenagos is much more of a rampy one.
Yeah.
Rampy, hasty, satyrs. Samut is absolutely reliant on you being aggressive.
Yes.
If you are not playing an aggressive deck, Samut is really bad.
Yeah, I mean, this, for me, looks like the top of the curve, right?
Yeah, that's the idea, I think, is you've got your dudes out. You've got plenty of dudes out by the time you play Samut, ideally.
Yeah, and yeah, so it goes in, I think, an energy deck, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of energy deck. I was reminded of Electrostatic Pummeler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's fallen out of use. I don't think people play it much anymore. But
I'm sure people play it on Magic Online and all that, but it's not shown any results or anything recently.
But there was a Pro Tour Kaladesh or Aether Revolt where it was putting up relatively good numbers, and you have to play instants to grant your creatures the final sort of beefing that they need, Invigorated Rampage or
sorceries as well. You had to
larger than life
and stuff like that.
Cards. Yeah. This is a planeswalker that you tick up. That's much better than casting a spell out of your hand. The -2 is medium.
I think the -2 is solid. Like it's not the dream.
No,
but that kind of twin bolt effect is good. I think it's easy to underrate that kind of effect just because it's only 2 damage. But the fact you can split it is good. But yeah, ideally with this card, you're only using that if it's going to clear the way to swing for lethal. Or to just do those last points of damage.
Yeah.
Ideally with Samut, you want to put it out, give something double strike, swing with your already good board presence, and just go from there. Does that, Jack, make it a win more card?
No, I think it makes it a win condition. I don't know.
I think it might be.
No, because you're taking out Larger Than Life and Invigorated Rampage. You're taking those cards out and replacing them with Samut. So I don't think that's a win more. I think you can afford to cut cards that are common sorceries and that are vulnerable to interaction, and replace it with a planeswalker that's will keep ticking up and causing a problem. It's a permanent that your opponent has to deal with, because if they don't, the ultimate search for 2 creatures or planeswalkers, put them onto the battlefield. Are they still pushing this whole what's the mad see the unwritten for planeswalkers card? Are they still trying to push that deck?
What, deploy the Gatewatch?
Deploy the Gatewatch.
Well, I don't.
Never going to happen.
Well, now that we've got Samut, I am torn about this one because I really want it to be good.
Yeah.
Like red-green is a colour combination I really like. I like playing aggressive decks. I just feel like it only goes in that kind of strategy, It really does limit it. Like often,
this is a narrow planeswalker.
It is. A lot of the planeswalkers we've seen recently are far more broad.
Yeah.
Granted, stuff like Obnixilis, that is a control planeswalker.
Yeah.
Stuff like Gideon, that's a win the game kind of planeswalker. Samut is an interesting one. I think got to try it out.
I can't
That's
wait
the
to
only
see.
way.
Yeah, I really look forward to seeing what Samut can do.
The most important thing that Samut can do is give Samut double strike. So you play Samut, you flash in Samut,
Samut
you give
has double strike.
I know, but that's not the point. You send a message, you give your Samut double strike with Samut, your opponent has to concede. It's not even an option.
I think in the energy deck, even if just lastly on Samut, even something like a Greenbelt Rampager or a Long Tusk card.
Long Tusk card is the thing, yeah.
That's a nice thing to give double strike.
What's the one? The red-green 3/2 Trampler?
Voltaic Brawler.
Yeah, that's got trample. Giving that double strike's a pretty big deal. Yeah, so there's cards to support this.
And Blood Rage Brawler. There's a lot of stuff. Wants to have double strike.
We've got 1 mana 2/1s in green at the moment.
Yeah.
We've got Kessig Prowler. I think I'm right in calling it that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So there could be a really hyper aggressive green red deck.
That's what I look forward to.
But anyway,
let's all bow down.
Let's all get to the point. May his return come quickly, and may we be found worthy. Nicol Bolas, God-Pharaoh.
Nicol Bolas, God-Pharaoh costs 4, a blue, a black, and a red. Who saw that coming?
No one saw that coming.
Comes out with 7 loyalty.
That's a lot.
+2, target opponent exiles cards from the top of his or her library until he or she exiles a non-land card. Until end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost.
Without paying its mana cost. What on earth is
these
this?
abilities one by one, because Huh? Imagine
First off, +2? +2?
7 loyalty.
Samut gets +1 for giving a creature you may not even have double strike.
Yeah, it moves Nicol Bolas up to 9 loyalty. If you exile...
That's so much. That's half of your starting life total.
Imagine if you exile from your opponent's library a Torrential Gearhulk.
Or a Nicol Bolas.
Or a or an Ulamog. I mean, there are...
Oh, man.
Yeah, or an Aetherworks Marvel. This is
That is a
ridiculous.
bonkers first ability.
And the fact that it can do badly, but it can't miss. There's no way where you...
If it misses, you mill them.
It's not reveal the top card of their library if it's a land you lose. It's you are going to get value, even if it's a Samut, you're still getting. There's still something happening.
Even if it's like what? Worst case, you're playing the worst spell in their deck.
Yeah, which can't be a terrible card
No.
because they're playing their deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if it's
either your opponent's a scrub and you've already won, or there's.
Yeah, even if it's just a fatal push, you fatal push their Servant of the Conduit, and then you've got a Planeswalker with 9 loyalty.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. What else does it do? It's got 4 abilities.
It's got 4 abilities.
Oh my god.
It
If it just had 1.
So the other one of the 2 +1 abilities. +1. Each opponent exiles 2 cards from his or her hand. That's also, even if the 2 didn't exist, this is a really powerful ability.
Yeah.
You're better than mind rotting them because they're exiling cards from their hand.
And the thing is, you're only doing this when it's good. Because you've got the option to just +2 and spin the wheel, essentially. You know, +2, see what you get. You might get something ridiculous. If they've got 2 cards in hand, and
Goodbye.
I mean, even if they're a control deck, force them to play them immediately.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's...
I mean, if Bolas is resolved, then those cards aren't going to be great in that scenario. So yeah, the +1 is like... +2 is an ability that is always... It's never going to be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
The +1 is an ability that you use when it's good, and when it's good, it's going to be game-ending good. It's
Mm-hmm.
going to be damn
Well,
good.
it's going to be strong. They'd have to top deck a Never or something to get past it.
Yeah. So I like that. -4, I've just realised what the flavour of this actually
Yeah.
is. Funny. -4, Nicol Bolas, God-Pharaoh, deals 7 damage to target opponent or creature that an opponent controls.
7 damage.
He deems them worthy.
He deems them worthy.
Isn't that nice?
He does deem them worthy, and there's
Worthy
the whole
of
theme of
death.
7. You know, approaching the second sun costs 7.
Yeah, well, he loves 7, Nicol Bolas,
I
doesn't he?
think they like
Oh, I
numbers,
see.
don't they? We had
Right.
13 in
13
Innistrad.
was big, and now
we
we're
got
on to
7.
the 7. Yeah,
So
anyway.
-4, so that puts him down to 3.
And kills anything. I mean, deals 7 damage to a creature, that's every creature.
Or target opponents so it can hit planeswalkers.
Yeah, or it can just hit your opponent in the face.
It can just kill Gideon. He can just hit your opponent in the face. I didn't even realise that, man. That's too much.
You can just deal straight. This can
You
just
can
be a 7 mana deal 7.
That's not fair.
Yeah, you tick down to 3, but
Who cares?
you've
Who
removed
cares?
their Gideon or their Gearhulk or whatever it is.
Or you've hit them for 7,
or you've hit them
whatever.
for 7 in the face, and you've got
Nicol
another Bolas coming. That's stupid.
That is stupid.
So finally, -12. Exile each non-land permanent your opponents control.
As if they've got any left.
As if-
What's the point of that?
I don't know when you'd ever get to 12 loyalty with this Planeswalker, to be honest. It's never going to happen. I mean, that's exile all your opponent's stuff. It's basically what that says.
I don't care about this ultimate because it's not...
It's not a consideration.
Who cares? Who cares about it?
This Planeswalker is powerful. I think what we should talk about with it, I think 2 points spring to mind. First, is this better than Ugin the Spirit Dragon? That's worth talking about.
That's worth talking about, and I think that's not easy to
That's not
determine
easy to say
because,
straight off the bat.
Because
obviously
Ugin is crazy, yeah.
Ugin costs 8. 8 colourless, 8 generic mana, rather. Comes out with 7 loyalty, +2 deals 3 damage to target creature or player, -X exiles each permanent with converted mana cost X or less, that's 1 or more colours.
See, I think that might be why Ugin takes it.
Do you think?
I think maybe.
It is a rat.
Because it's such a powerful ability, that ability. It's so unfair. If your opponent's...
It's not particularly... Yeah, it is still good. It hits basically everything.
It hits most things most of the time.
And then the -10 wins the game.
Yeah.
It's... I think that Bolas's plus abilities are both better than Ugin's. Ugin just bolts something. Bolas either better than mind rot someone or just steals.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bolt's better than Mind Rot, but I don't think Bolt is better than just casually gaining 2 loyalty and maybe casting the best spell in your opponent's deck. Maybe casting Approach of the Second Sun. Or, I mean, okay, if it's, There's all sorts of ridiculous things. That would be a flavour triumph.
It would be pretty awesome. So I think the other thing that you should talk about is Etherworks Marvel with this card.
Yeah, that's going to be...
Does it make Etherworks Marvel... Does it mean that it will have to be banned? Because if you can hit... If you've got 4 Bolases and 4 Ulamogs in your deck, that's grotesque.
I am leaning towards the idea that Marvel should be banned anyway.
Yeah,
even without Bolas, I was already kind of leaning that way.
Yeah,
so...
I'm in favour of it. Let's not turn this into a Marvel discussion.
No, because that's a whole video in its own right. But anyway, it's a sweet card, isn't it?
It's a brilliant card. I really, really like all 3 of these cards. Not necessarily because I think they're all going to be format defining.
They're not on the same power level.
But they're all... No, of course not. But they're all pretty original. And they all, I think, will see some play. They will still... I mean, the puns will begin with Samut the Tested. You can't not keep making those puns. Samut the Tried and Tested. Oh, dear. And Samut the Testy.
Yeah, and Nicol Bolas, God-Pharaoh, it's just... Even if Marvel gets banned, I just can't... I can't envisage a standard format where this card isn't ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. I think Bolas will stick around, see a lot of play in standard for the whole time he's around.
So with Hour of Devastation coming out on July the 14th, that means we've only got just over a month. So we've got a good few weeks of spoilers heading our way, I would hope. I think they typically have the full spoiler out about a week before pre-release. So
we're going to get a lot of stuff then.
We're going to get a lot of stuff. Hopefully it's all on this level. I doubt it all will be. But, let's see what happens. Yeah. What do you think about these Planeswalkers then? Comment section. Let's hear some opinions because I know how I feel about them. I think we've expressed how we feel about them, but give us your thoughts. It's early days, obviously. This is pure speculation. If my experience of Magic players in general is anything to go by, everything we've said is wrong. Every last thing we've said is wrong. The standout card is going to be some common, it's some common that draws 3 cards. That'll probably be how it goes. But, I mean, they're cool, aren't they? I want to play with all of them.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to them. Yeah, tell us what you think about the time walk that you gift your opponent. Tell us what you think about where Samut's +1 fits best, and tell us how many exclamation marks Nicol Bolas deserves. And if you're interested, tell us if you think he's better or worse than Ugin. I'm still mulling that one over. I don't think I'll decide.
And indeed, original Nicol Bolas.
He's better.
He's better?
I think he's probably better.
I just haven't played enough with original Nicol Bolas to know. Again, let us know.
Let us know.
There's a lot to be talking about. If you like what you heard today, give the channel a subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. We're @Thriving Scrubs. It's been a pleasure as always. I'm excited for more. Good luck. Have fun out there.
Goodbye.